You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sunil.
Kiran, so I'm Sunil here, and we are talking to you from the studios of CVR English. We are extremely delighted to have you on air. What we are looking at is the kind of work which the Robin Hood Army does, of which you are, of course, a member. Tell us about what do you see during this pandemic, what is happening in Hyderabad, and how serious is the situation of the people who go hungry every day in our twin cities.
Okay, so as you mentioned, Robin Hood Army is a non-profit, zero-funded organization. Started in 2014. So we collect excess food from restaurants and distribute it to the Robins are active and then involved in the activity.
Dependable, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is no limit, maximum limit. I have seen some Robins working 30 days and even 4 to 5 hours per day also. So depending on number of ad hocs we get it. See, that's why all the Robins are anytime available. Okay, they don't even think of like, is it a midnight call, 11 o'clock they got it, or in the early morning 6 o'clock, or early morning, sorry, not morning around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Before they go to office also sometimes we get some kind of, say, we have tiffins available. Okay, they would have this morning group pravesam or something at 7 o'clock, and then they would have leftover tiffin, okay, in the morning around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We go and pick it up and then distribute and then go to offices. So there is no certain timings that we expect this particular record. It could be in morning ad hoc with the breakfast, or afternoon lunch around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock we receive ad hocs, okay, and within 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, before they start cooking the food in the night, we serve it, okay, to slums and the orphanages or old age homes, and the night around 10 to between 10 and 12 we receive it.
Right. Kiran,
so these are the general timings that we receive ad hocs.
Kiran, if correct me if I'm wrong, what an average householder who has surplus food can do is basically he can do two things. In case he has his own transport and is willing to go to the nearest slum where he feels that people who need food may be available, may be there, or he can also go to the common gathering places for people who have no shelter and who may be in requirement of their food, which is railway stations and metro stations and other places. Yeah. So these are two options. Third option is, of course, to call to inform you via inform the Robin Hood Army or other organizations which supply food. Now that's the kind of summary which I thought I will put forward.
Yeah.
And would that be the entire scenario, Kiran?
Yes. Okay, the other part, just wanted to highlight one more part, is the Robin Hood Army. We have even academy as well. Okay. So as you know, like the government schools, the slum people, wherever we serve it, right, those people goes to government schools, nearby government schools, okay, and also some people go to the private school, but the level of standard is little low compared to the other people.
You
so
mean
what
in terms
we do
of
is,
teaching
like in the evenings, we run our academy, okay. So what we do is some of the, especially Robins, whoever even helping us in terms of volunteers, picking up the food, etc. The same kind of a people, okay, are interested in giving the knowledge towards this particular slum people. Okay, we in the evenings, especially once they come back from the school from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, these Robins go to this particular slum area and teach the students, the private classes kind of to the students. That's the second part of the Robin Hood Army. You have it, call it as the academy, RAAH, Robin Hood Army Academy. So that's the second part of the Robin Hood Army, where we teach students, especially government students and the slum, where they're low poverty people.
And Kiran, an important question which I think, of course, we all know, giving food, we have a saying in Sanskrit called Annapurna Brahmasmi, in the sense that something of that nature, I'm not familiar with this one, that means giving food or providing food or making someone, providing food to somebody is akin to godly nature, divine, a divine gift kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
And so Anna Brahmasmi is, I think, what if I faintly recall. But the point being that I have to ask as to what's the range of motivations all the Robin Hood volunteers bring about. What are they volunteered about? What makes them volunteer? And have you listened to a kind of general pattern as to what motivates them and what motivates them to spend all this time and the energy in making food available to the really needy?
In one word, I would say a smile on the face of the poor. Okay. So when we serve it, okay, the smile that
Formal-
are 1,000,
Yeah.
500, whatever it is.
So you have an
So that
informal.
smile makes us encouraging, okay, and
Yeah.
motivating us to serve more people.
So you have
Especially any
this.
Robin joins the Robin Hood Army, right? The first drive when he attends it in the night, especially 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, when he realizes the people taking the food and eating immediately when we serve it, that time when the people see it, 100% I would will not leave the Robin Hood Army till the end. So that kind of a motivation we get it. We're serving the food to a person who is hungry completely and gives a smile. And a lot of times they bless us saying, okay, the Sai Baba send it to you in this time. I'm pretty sure you get all the blessings, whatever is required. Kind of a blessings they give it, right? Will unforgettable those things. So
Absolutely.
I think one experience, the people who ever joins in Robin Hood Army 100% is service oriented. Okay, they know these particular rules and regulations of Robin Hood Army. It's a zero funded organization. We do our own tasks and our own kind of, right? So the people, once they do this, that's the motivation for them 100%.
That's nice. Counting your work and counting your your happiness by the
Yeah.
smiles of others is something very very important, and I think that kind of metric which you Robin Hood Army has set for itself is very appreciative, and it's like very worthy of anyone who
Yep.
provides the food. And I also want to ask perhaps one final question, Kiran.
Hmm.
Now, collecting food is a daily task. And do you have, but door-to-door collection of food, is it something which is possible, or does it exist? Does it happen that because door-to-door collection will require a lot of time, a lot of energy? Does it happen that door-to-door you actually go and collect door-to-door food? It happened during lockdown.
No, especially the cooked.
And one small question towards the end of the day: has the situation improved in the last 6 months?
Yes, a lot of improvement.
And that's wonderful work. I want to congratulate the Robin Hood Army, the volunteers, the basic concept, and all the people who are providing food to the really needy. And this sort of wonderful work definitely it warms anybody's heart. And of course, nowhere more than the people who are actually hungry on the street and need that kind of a nutrition. Thank you, Kiran, for joining us. That was Kiran from the Robin Hood Army telling us about the provision of food and other nutrition for the people who were facing severe lockdown over the last 6 months ever since March. Robin Hood Army is one of the several organizations which is trying to cater, and Kiran also provided us a lot of data and lot of ideas on how everyone can chip in such situation. People are under lockdown, and availability of the basic necessity food